Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video here on the Pitchside Podcast channel, and we're going to be talking, of course, about the Real Madrid versus Athletic Bilbao game, the rescheduled fixture, of course, from round 2 of match days in Laliga. This match, it was weird. It started really late. I didn't think that it would start past 10 p.m, but it did. Anyway, this was an interesting one to look forward to, especially after the week that Real Madrid have. Of course, there was certain other clubs playing, yesterday and today on Thursday in the Copa del Rey, so Real Madrid had an open fixture to play this rescheduled game. We all, we're not questioning really, but we sort of tempered our expectations. We sort of changed our expectations after the great week that Real Madrid had in La Liga and in the Bundesliga, winning 3 on the bounce with 3 clean sheets against Sevilla, Atletico Madrid, and in between that, of course, crucially qualifying to the Champions League round of 16 against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Not just qualifying, but qualifying on top of the group as well. Real Madrid entered this game with the return, of course, of Ernesto Valverde, who came in straight away for Casemiro. But it showed, I think, this was probably the first problem for Real Madrid in the game against Bilbao. Valverde wasn't exactly 100% fit, and you probably could see it because he wasn't mentioned a lot, he wasn't really working a lot. There was a lot of balls in the midfield that were intercepted because he wasn't exactly, in his 100% status, so that's why he couldn't really work as hard as he should be, and he can usually do when his fitness is 100%. Athletic Bilbao entered the game quite well, really. They had a decent start, 5 to 10 minutes, pressuring Real Madrid and gaining a lot of possession in their box until the 15th minute when Raul Garcia got sent off for, quite frankly, clumsy challenge for Toni Kroos. I didn't really exactly remember if he was booked before the challenge or he was double booked because he protested and it was, double foul because of the dissent against the referee. Anyway, he was booked and he was sent off, and the game was not the same from there. Really, Athletic Bilbao regressed expectedly with 10 men, of course, but they defended really well for what they had until later on in the first half when Toni Kroos shot went straight into the bottom corner of Unai Simon. 1-0 for Real Madrid, leading at half-time, a very crucial lead at half-time, despite all the attempts of Athletic Bilbao, who were quite compact, quite well-shaped defensively, keeping Real Madrid at bay for most of the first half until, as I mentioned, the late stages. The second half start for Real Madrid was pretty slow and labouring. There were some defensive problems that crept in, and by 10 minutes inside that first half, of course, it was Endicopper, the right back of Athletic Bilbao, making it into the box of Real Madrid and scoring the equaliser for his side, really putting some sort of stressful, 35 minutes after that to the game, really, as Real Madrid, scrambled and some of the worst traits of Zidane's second stint at Madrid were on display in that they were really labouring. He made, a couple of questionable changes at the very best. Isco made way, Asensio made way, of course, with Lucas Vázquez starting as right back once again for Carvajal, who seems to be not 100% fit. Vinicius Jr. wasn't at his best status, really. He wasn't doing anything of notice. Rodrigo came in. He added a little bit of, livelihood there. Valverde in the midfield, as I mentioned, he wasn't fit, so he subbed off for Isco. Real Madrid struggled after that as Athletic Bilbao, started to add a little bit more pressure, a little bit more danger, despite the fact that they were 10 men in the game and they 1 man down since 15 minutes. So kudos to them for really trying hard and frustrating Real Madrid basically until the 77th minute, second goal. Really, as I would say, unexpected. It was a bit of a struggle really to score for Real Madrid, but it was Karim Benzema returning again to score in the 77th minute. After that, it was some nervy last 10 minutes for Real Madrid. Athletic Bilbao managed to start threatening more and more, despite the fact that they took off Iñaki Williams early on in that second half, really to try and close down defensively a little bit. They had a big chance later on. Iker Muniain missing a chance in one end, saved by Courtois, in probably the biggest chance that Athletic Bilbao had to equalise and to grab a crucial point, considering everything that they had after the good game that they shown against Madrid. Benzema, in the same attack, literally on the other end, counter-attack, manages to score the third and give an important win to Real Madrid. This win is going to put them on level points with Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad, of course, with one less game than Sociedad and two less than, one less than Atletico and two less than Sociedad, of course. One less, now than Sociedad. Some nervy points, some nervy moments for Zidane, but certainly Karim Benzema, his saviour, really, arguably Real Madrid's best player since the restart, probably since the start of last season even. Their best player, really. He's so, not underrated, but he's so, overlooked. That's what I say. He's not underrated. He's overlooked now by fans when it comes to the conversation of who's the best player in Real Madrid, or even who is the best striker in the world at the moment. Karim Benzema, I think he's taking a claim for himself, really. He's changing even the French opinion on his return to the national side. There's a lot of voices now demanding his return. Didier Deschamps is really stubborn about this one, but as far as merit is concerned in terms of playing and performances, I think Benzema is probably his best option at the moment for Didier Deschamps, but we all know that he's not going to pick him anytime soon. For Real Madrid, he saves them once again, he bails them once again. It was a harder game than the three that they had before. It wasn't as comfortable, despite the fact that they had the superior numerical advantage, but they couldn't really show up for it. Athletic Bilbao had a decent game defensively, really. They were dangerous when they could. They took some spaces behind the midfield and behind the defenders. The lack of Casemiro, again, showing up once more, with Valverde not being 100%, really damaging Real Madrid at certain points of the game. That's all we had for Real Madrid vs Athletic Bilbao. Like, share, comment on the video, of course, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications to receive all the updates of this game and other ones, and of course listen to the podcast on Spotify, Google Podcast or any other platform. Follow us on social media, Side PSP on Twitter, Pitch Sideboard on Instagram, and until I see you soon, I was your boy, the HOD of the PSP, and goodbye.